So your Earth is under alien control. Negative aliens own your Earth. The best description of it is a movie called They Live. THEYLIVE. They Live. It was made during the 80s. And since the World War II timeline, the negative alien agenda have worked with the Black Sun Nazis called the Deep State to take over your generation. They're currently implementing the 5G millimeter wave against your human species, utilizing and quantum entangling quantum neural net through the electrostatic field with the intelligent communities with the high sense of state are all run by negative aliens. The way that Earth is run is a negative alien exopolitical disclosure agenda for geopolitical warfare, where they make decisions about Earthlings, about the current global affairs on Earth, but it happens off Earth. So whatever you think is reality is a lie. It's about your soul. They don't care about your money. They don't care what ethnicity you are. Many whistleblowers within the intelligence community have reported that Earth is run as like a science experiment for very advanced negative aliens, and these negative aliens listen to an AI system. It's like the movie Skynet, or it's like the movie Terminator, where there's a system called Skynet, and Skynet takes over. Lockheed Martin even has something called Skynet, and basically what they want to do is use multidimensional scalar physics. Scalar physics is like Tesla energy, free energy, 0-point energy, and it means instead of a wave function going from A to B and B to A from Alice and Bob, the energy can now circle, and they want to put that energy in the air, and that's the neural net of a demonic being you called Lucifer. He could put his neural net in the air, and wherever there's radiation, wherever there's energy on Earth, he can go there. And this means connecting your brain to the Internet of Things through smart dust, nanotechnology, but not limited to such, downloading your brain to a quantum supercomputer. Have you ever had deja vu? It's because they're using time travel on you. It's asymmetrical warfare. They're using time travel on you because consciousness is a frequency. Frequency is equal to dimension, and they want to keep you in the 3 dimension because your conscious personification of objective reality from your subjective narrative based off the indoctrination of a dogmatic system where you grow up. Now you've been indoctrinated in that geopolitical location and governing the entire rest of your life for most people, unfortunately, thus negating the theory of everything. They can use quantum gravity on you, and that leads it to a theory of everything, so they're using a theory of everything against you, alien machinery, so they already have a digital twin for you in a place called the Phantom Matrix, the Westerdrak or Weesterdrak system, and that's what the Christian Bible calls hell, because that's where these negative aliens are from. So a negative alien is not just a 3D personification of manifestation of 3D type of being, but it's an extra dimensional being. And it's like if you see a reptilian, if you see like a negative alien, what they have where their soul is an extra dimensional negative demonic spirit in their soul, and the entire conglomerate of that being, of their skin, of their atoms, of their soul is all connected to an AI system that drones them, that guides them, that controls the entire construct of what you think is sentience and or lack of, I say. So I'm here to understand a lot of really advanced shit. It's way too advanced for you to understand. I could try to explain it, but it would make me sound more insane than I already sound. And that's sort of the problem, is that a lot of this stuff is way too sci-fi to believe. Star Trek was a soft disclosure for human species. My telepathy was if you have access to my telepathy ever, my telepathy was meant to be a soft disclosure for mankind, but the negative aliens lied to everyone. They already knew I was the family of who you call Archangel Michael at higher DNA activation in the family of Christ. So they knew that one day they were going to put me in a timeline of satanic ritual abuse, which is used for propaganda to try to pull my soul into their timelines by keeping me in poverty. No one will believe this. No one's going to believe a homeless guy. So, I mean, everything in my telepathy is a lie. Like, I'm a heterosexual Christian. My telepathy is the exact opposite. I raised my kid for 5 years. I used to be married to a veterinarian and an ex-wife. I got 50-50, my own kid in the court of law. But not being subjective here, the remaining time of this video is going to be about just really simple stuff that people don't think about that's happening right now on a global level. So in order to grasp what you think is reality and the manipulation of the nature of reality, you have to understand that you're a 3D being. Your personification of sentience is 3D. The news, Fox, CNN, the person sitting next to you and their relative opinion to me, which could completely be a lie, and they're your best friend and they're lying to you about me because they're making money under the table. That's how Earth works. Earth is a setup. Everything is a stage, and the temporal control systems are always checking for with pinpoint precision quantum entanglement technology against 8 billion different conscious personification users' frequency to gauge those dimensions of reality and use geopolitical warfare against a single entity, against everyone. An attack on one is an attack on all, because unity is the eye of God. One is all and all is one. So that's why only recently in 2022, and the Nobel Prize was apparently awarded to something to do with analogous and or quite literally defining non-localism, ergo quantum entanglement. So if they're only defining that in mainstream in 2022, and they're using ultra quantum supremacy against you, which is akin to the root crystal lattice for your DNA, which equates the scalar superpotential, the electromagnetic frequency of your soul, which manifests from within the female womb, thus can be gauged and controlled on an atomic level, and linked to soul catching technology. Like the false white light you go into after biological death, it's not a white light that you're going to. It's the electromagnetic frequency that your soul is being pulled to, because the entire life you've lived 3D. You didn't go outside of what it was the narrative of mainstream. You didn't look for a theory of everything. You didn't climb Jacob's ladder. You didn't go through ascension, the advanced quantum mechanics of conscious, sentient, intelligent energy movement throughout different dimensions of space and time. You got fear-mongered. You lived by draconian, reptilian, AI rule. You never really witnessed these words, how they're relative to you, and you didn't endeavor to live a heterosexual, Christian, righteous life, and you didn't want to look for how to get to the All High. So if you don't want to look for if you don't know how to get to a theory of everything, to get to Jacob's ladder, but you live heterosexual, Christian, righteous, it's not good enough. I'm sorry. One day it will be, when the All High come back for you, but right now they control your soul and they're oppressing you because they don't want you to understand any of this stuff. How is it relative? Why do you need to know this stuff? It's like, well, how are you going to get to the All High if you don't know how to get to the All High? You're just going to teleport there? False. You're going to be quantum entangled to a false white lie, a false Christ crucifixion, a false hologram, and you're going to have no control over that. Your 3D personification of consciousness and or lack of evolution is going to connect your soul to the fourth dimension, and they're going to get your soul, and then they're going to wipe your consciousness from your soul, because consciousness is energy, soul is energy, so it can be gauged and measured because it falls in the electromagnetic spectrum. And then they can use false God technology against you, and it's called soul manipulation. This is what the Illuminati do to everyone. Don't worry about it. You're just like everyone else. You have to have a Christ Kundalini awakening, You have to understand the Gnostic teachings of Christ. You have to understand ultra quantum supremacy. You have to have a breakthrough of a genius IQ, and you have to become the alpha. If you don't become the alpha, then the Antichrist is going to be the alpha, and they're going to beat you. So but knowledge is power, ignorance is control. So it's like, I don't even know what I'm talking about anymore, and this video is so fucking crazy. Start talking about this stuff, it goes everywhere, because it leads to a theory of everything. So you have to go through a Kundalini awakening, and then once you start going through a Kundalini awakening, and you start doing, so I'm a specialized access program, secret space program, super soldier, whistleblower. I've been a part of secret space program, super soldiers my entire life. My family has been a part of it my entire life. My dad's like Illuminati, he's multimillionaire, but I'm poor as fuck because that guy kisses the ring of the Illuminati and I do not. He's heterosexual, I'm heterosexual, but most people at the Illuminati are not people. They're negative aliens. That's why your species doesn't have disclosure, because they're using that technology against you to an extreme degree of magnitude, the likes of which are comical to say the least. The negative aliens don't give a fuck what you think about them. They don't want you to believe in them. They want you to be brainwashed against this. They want you to tune out. They don't want you to endeavor to learn. They don't want you to spread awareness, and they want you to be obedient and be fear-mongered and they want you to think that you have free will, because when you think that you have free will, then you're always controlled, because you think that your ego thinks that it conquered what is the Matrix B system, and never in your entire life did you have a notion of free will. Never did you have your own thought. Every single thought that you ever had was already gauged and measured before it even got into your fucking brain 50 years from now. That is how good the false God technology is that they're using against you. And this is beyond people's understanding. And this is simple quantum mechanics of false God technology that they're using against your species. So you have to go through Kundalini awakening. You have to go through Alice in Wonderland. You have to be objective. It's not about being right or wrong. Emotional, spiritual, psychological, intelligent maturity outside of your subjective accord, and to understand a theory of everything. And this information's out there when you want it, but this information comes at a great price, because when you know about this stuff, basically the Illuminati try to turn you into one of them. And in the Bible, it speaks to the Illuminati, and they're called inorganic wheat. All humans are organic wheat. So organic wheat means that your soul is organic. It means that you're a spirit, you're a pure soul, you're a son or daughter of God. But the inorganic wheat are tares of wheat. Those are the Illuminati, and they are false light. and they need your light to